I looked at the gun and it always looked good to me because it had been through a lot.
Using this rifle, I've never seen something that was a legal buck that I didn't get. Wow. You know, I think I've shot 6 deer with that gun.
Hi, this is Brian at Brubaker Arms Manufacturing. Today we've got a Winchester Pre-64 Model 70 that was built in 1950.
I have an appreciation for old guns.
I'm sure you do.
I have no interest in the new black guns.
No, so we do a good bit of work on them, but this is really what we enjoy doing, and we do a lot of restorations, and we get a lot of guns in where the guys learn to, his dad or granddad taught him to shoot when he was 22, when he was like 6, 7 years old, and he comes in with this beat up old 22, and he's like, I'd like to get this, restored.
Yeah.
And because my son, he's got all these stories about his dad teaching him to shoot, and he's like, my boy's getting old enough that he's going to learn to shoot, and I want him to learn on the same gun. So we do a lot of kind of old gun. We restore old guns and continue that family legacy for them.
So anyway, you got some kind of program going here, I understand.
We sure do.
We do. Yeah.
Can I show you something?
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Do you recognize this gun?
Well, yeah, it looks like a Model 70 Winchester.
Yeah,
It
definitely is.
Is it a 270?
Yes, it is.
Looks like it might have had a stiff scope on it here at one time.
It did.
I recognized the gun.
Yeah. So we actually conspired with Hans here to get you down here and get you guys, so we could present you your rifle, and also to see if we could get you to share some stories with us.
If you wouldn't have done anything with it, if it would have been sitting up there like it was, I would have recognized it. The gun now, it looks absolutely beautiful. It's just it looks really nicer than it did when I bought it, probably, and it was only 2 or 3 years old when I bought it, probably. So it's I'm very delighted to have it restored, and like that gun can go down through multiple generations and still be a great gun.
For having this gun, I've had it for a long time. My dad hasn't seen it for probably 40 years or more. He hadn't seen the gun.
Hence, we need to do some more hunting.
well, you might have to take this out and shoot something.
This is up in Alaska. And I wasn't very old then either. This was in 1957. But I had the gun in 1954, and this, I think a previous picture here was probably in 54, because I was driving in 54. I could drove over there, borrowed my Uncle Gene's truck, and we drove over there. I can't tell you what I had for breakfast, but I can tell you what happened in 1954. So this is a mule deer. This must have been Lake Chelan, across from 25 Mile Creek, Navarre Peak.
Wow.
And in this area here is where I shot my first deer with this rifle.
Wow. And it's a bit of trust, but I really, really trusted you because I knew you could do it. So, and you did better than imagined. So, you know, and I'd hate to bring my dad over here if it was a botched up job seeing it, because he'd spot it. So, but it really is a really nice job. So thank you guys so much for all you did.
They used to have a plug here in the for the rear sight to allow the Stith 4-power scope that had been mounted on it to be there. And the plug was just a kind of big square, so we rounded that dovetail over just to keep the nice profile of the classic Model 70 barrel. The stock had a lot of oil and dirt buildup around the action screws and the rear of the action. So we used some whiting compound to soak the dirt and oil up out of the stock. And we steamed a number of dings out of it, cleaned off all the old finish before using an alkanet root seal stain to bring out the character, the figure of the wood, and refinishing with a nice oil finish. We recut all of the checkering, and there you go.
I think I've been a good influence on Hanson, and I appreciate having him and having somebody to hand it down to. I like that. I like that we've still got it.
I'd like to thank Hans and Jerry. Thank you for bringing the gun. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to restore it. And thank you for sharing so much of your family with us. It's really an honor.